Is it okay?
Business plan and a business proposal. If there is, how different is a business plan and business proposal?
Hello. There's a thin line between a business proposal and a business plan. So the business proposal doesn't really. It's like I'm giving a proposal to invest in me or in my company, but because of confidentiality and because I'm afraid you might steal my business idea, I'll first give you a little gist of it. It can just be an executive summary, just to make you have a sense of the business. And then when you are okay, so I think I like this idea, then you can sign what is called a non-disclosure agreement, so that if I share the main business plan for you, you will not steal my idea. Or when you steal my idea, you start operating, I can take it to court. The proposal is not that deep, but it gives you a sense of what I want to do. Have I answered the question, or I should?
So if you say it's not that deep, I might believe that the outline in terms of the elements that.
Oh, elements. Okay. The elements. So in the business plan, the main thing is that your product and services. So here, you don't go so deep into the description of the product. So business proposal is more like I can say that it's more under executive summary. I'm just giving you a brief of what I want to really do, but I will not delve deeper. Otherwise, I might steal my idea. So it can be the same heading: product and services, X product, this product, and you can just do one line explaining the product, but not too deep, because that's intellectual property. And then marketing, you can talk something brief about it and all that. But the business proposal may. Why are you venturing into it? Maybe you've seen an opportunity. So in the proposal, you have seen an opportunity, and that is why you want to go into this particular type of product or service you want to just offer. So when the person agrees, then you sign an NDA that I'm now going to give you my entire business plan covering this proposal I'm giving you. That one is deeper. So that document will be a document that you might not even start on to open your own business or whatever, or use it for anything else.
But is it appropriate to say, for instance, that the concept of business proposal is gradually, fading away because, you hardly go anywhere and get required of providing a business proposal. It's more of business plan now. Anywhere you go, they are asking of business plan. You hardly hear anyone talking about business proposal. Is it fading? Is it becoming irrelevant? What do you think?
Yeah, things are changing. Things are changing. So let me give you another typical example. So when you are doing capital raise, what to raise capital for a project, we also do called the information memorandum. Information memorandum is similar to the business plan, but it is project specific. It's also the outline is the same. So that one will show you investment highlights, return on investment, some calculations, the reason why you need to invest. So I try to convince an investor. But before anybody shares that document with you, first of all, you have to go with an investment teaser. An investment teaser has to just be 2 pages, so it will be like the proposal you're talking about. It's just giving a brief. An information memorandum can be about 50-60 page document, detailed. But before I share an IM or a memorandum with you, which looks like a business plan, I will first share with you an investment teaser. So even though it's a 60-page document, I'll share with you a teaser, which is 2 pages. Normally a teaser, maximum 3 pages. Just to give the investor an idea of what I really want. Then when we are all okay, an NDA is signed, and then the whole city document is with you. So the proposal is fading away. It's been a while that I heard that I felt of business proposal. Yeah. Last question, then we'll go for break. The first time that still the market. When you are selling, you have to evaluate. And I think we spoke extensively. So this is still under the generic of what we are discussing, but I think after lunch break, we are now going to delve deeper into the sectors. We'll pick the manufacturing, we'll pick logistics, and we'll pick exports. So if you want to evaluate a business, what is the critical thing you have to look at? Even though when writing a business plan, the last thing you need to write is the, so I'll come later, so you just, so when you write a business plan, even though executive summary is the first thing you see, it is the last thing you need to write, because by then you have done your marketing, sales strategy, growth strategy, you know your corporate government, the board, the management team, financial analysis, growth and expansion strategy, everything is there. You've done all your research and all that. So after that, the last you need to write is the executive summary. And if you are evaluating a business plan, the first thing that should catch your eye is your business plan. Is your executive summary. If the executive summary is not too convincing, you might feel even bored to even evaluate the person. It has to be very interesting and all that. So in the executive plan, there are key things you need to highlight on. So it's like a summary of what you have done so far. I mean, that's what the business plan writer. One, the executive summary should pinpoint something like you need to clearly understand the business overview, I mean the business you're operating in as the investor. So if you are evaluating the business plan and the executive summary, you should be able to, the investor is supposed to be clear in terms of their products and services they are going to provide. I mean, it should be brief. Because when you go to the business plan, the product and service is going to be deeper than this side, but you need to have a brief description of the product and services under the executive summary. Then also understand the key performance indicators of the business. So every business has a KPI. True or false? Okay. So if you pick the business plan, in the executive summary, I think they should be able to highlight some 3 or 4 KPIs of the company. Okay. Then also have a clear understanding of the company's vision. So as the person evaluating, you should clearly understand the company's mission, vision, core values, and culture. So if I may ask, what's the difference between mission and vision? Anybody can answer. What's the difference? Mission, vision. You can use your public address system, or you don't. What is mission? What is vision?
So
Use your.
vision is like what they intend to do in terms of products and services, and then vision is what they intend to achieve in subsequent years.
So can we say that mission? So mission is okay. Well, okay, give me a clear example of a mission statement of a company. Let's say manufacturing company. We want to be what? The first class manufacturer of what? Diamonds. And what is the vision?
We want to be
One of the best in Africa.
in the world. Or in the world. Or in West Africa.
So you see people writing, I want to be the best company in what? Africa and beyond, which you cannot be. It's not realistic. So you have to be realistic. Maybe you want to be the number 1 in Ghana in 2020 something, and the number 2 or number 3 in West Africa. So assuming you are a consulting firm, or let's say, yeah, you cannot beat McKinsey or Bain & Co. There's no way. So you have to be realistic. So because some people just write mission, that's it, because they just want to produce something. What is your vision? So a typical example of my firm's vision is that we want to be a top-class boutique advisory firm in Ghana. Boutique means a specialized advisory firm in Ghana and one of the best in Africa. Because there's no way I can beat EY, SN Young, I can't beat KPN, I can't beat PwC. There's no way. He said, you can. So, vision and mission changes along the way. If along the way, Anderson wants to acquire me or merge, that is how, then the vision changes. But now, I still want to be a boutique. I can't be PwC, which is a global firm. A PwC can come in and say, I want to acquire you because of your client. That's the best. You have to be realistic. You see, otherwise, don't be too optimistic. Sometimes it's good, but you have to be realistic. But that okay, when Techno came, is it Techno? There's no way Techno can beat iPhone. There's no way. You can't beat Samsung.
Like Huawei.
Well, Huawei cannot beat iPhone.
It's possible.
So, okay, so the whole idea, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but the whole idea is that you are evaluating somebody's business plan. So, as at the time of review your business plan, it has to be realistic. And mission and vision statement changes along the line. But when Access Bank acquired Intercontinental was far bigger than Access Bank. Access Bank was a tier 2 bank, small bank. But politically and whatever happened in Nigeria, we were able to acquire them through the Central Bank of Nigeria. That's why Access Bank had no name. So, but if you look at the vision, so now the vision has changed that we can become a global player. But as at the time, I'm just being practical. As at the time we were evaluating a manufacturing company, maybe what's the name? What's the global biscuits? I'm not a fan of pastries. Manvit said, "Yeah, producing something small. I want to produce some small biscuit. I want to be a global player." No, maybe West Africa. And as time goes on, the vision changes. Compelling value proposition, like as you value the company, you should be able to analyze the company and compare them to their competitors. And this thing must be clear. What value proposition are they bringing on board, different from what others are doing? Okay, assuming they are coming to Ghana to operate, and they don't have any competitor here. What value are they going to give to consumers or customers? Because one day, they might have a competitor along the line. So there should be that value proposition. You should be able to detect it. And also understand the compelling value the company is giving or offering to customers. What they are going to produce, do you think people will buy it rate? People are going to consume? If it's a manufacturing company, if it's an export company, do you think the destination where you are sending it to, I mean, you're in a global village, people might be offering the same. Somebody can take your off-taker from you. So, you should be able to do all those analysis and see whether it's compelling. Thinking about that. And then, as I said, there should be realistic goals and objectives. So, the company should be able to communicate realistic short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals and objectives. What's the difference between goals and objectives? It's not academic, but just the practicality. What's the difference between goals and objectives? Anybody can. They look the same, but they are used interchangeably. Should I help?
Yes.
Okay, no.
I think objectives are the activities or the things you do to achieve your goal. The objectives are the set activities or the things you write down to do to achieve your goals.
Maybe true. Okay, any contribution again? Just any other contribution? Goals and objectives. Madam, you've written something. You want to say something?
So, I think that
So it's in line with what my sister said. Okay. So this is how I define goals. Some of them they've done well. Now we are going to English class eh? So I see goals as in a broader perspective. So a typical example, we want to increase our clientele base in the next 2 years. But the objective to say that, okay, at what percentage? We want to, it's broad. We want to increase our production capacity in the next 2 years. But you've not said anything. That's a goal. But the objective is, okay, we want to increase our production capacity from 10,000 tons a year to maybe 20,000 tons the following year, representing maybe 10-15%. So objective is more specific, is quantifiable, and you can see data covering it. Okay. Goal, we want to employ some number of staff to beef up the finance department of procurement. But you spend nothing. So on year, how do you want to recruit? Your recruitment plan. You want to recruit 2 people in the finance department this year, 5 people in procurement. I mean, you are being specific and you have data backing what you are saying. So that's a goal. So you set the goals and then you back it with what data. It should be quantifiable. All right, thank you. Corporate governance, which is very key. So when you're evaluating a business, corporate governance, don't joke with it. So can somebody give an example? If you're evaluating, have you people taken time to look at the governance of the company? Or you just brush it off? Okay, board of directors, management team. I mean, let's talk practicality here. How do you brush corporate governance? My brother. So do you critically take deeper, I mean, in terms of seriousness, in terms of corporate governance, or you just see board of directors, they just mention their profile, blah blah blah. Do you critically look at it? No. Okay, so corporate governance. So I think we are learning something new today. So from all the capital raise that you have done, you can have all the numbers. You are making money. I mean, your ratios are pointing to the right direction. Historically, you are doing well. Your forecast is solid and everything. Corporate governance can push the investor away. You know why? They can give you money, the following day you go and buy VA for your wife because your wife owns 50% of your shares and you own 50. You can take a poor decision today, the following day by the time the woman has convinced you, things have changed. Or the man has convinced the woman, things have changed. So we have done strategy consulting where we have asked either the man or woman to step aside. So corporate governance is a very serious thing. You know, and I don't know whether you've heard of is it WorldCom and Enron, that scandal in the US. You remember? No, you remember WorldCom. So it's a long list, but let me try. Have you heard of Arthur Anderson? It's a consulting firm like PwC and EY. Okay, so Enron was an energy company, an oil marketing company, and governance was too weak in such a way that they are able to even convince the auditors that because of tax purposes, reduce our revenue, increase our expenses, so that we pay small tax. And this happened in the US. Years back. And their auditors were at an Anderson. So those days, if you mention the top accounting firms, PwC, that's Pricewaterhouse, KPMG, S&P Young, Deloitte, then you come to this Anderson. It was a top firm. So after Anderson have the tax department arm, and then they have the audit arm. So after the US investigations, they realized that government was too weak. Because it's like somebody and their brother, and they were paying huge money to connive with the auditors. So when the US authorities detected it, they said, hey, They were paying the auditors at Anderson huge money. So they would reduce the revenue and increase costs. So the tax, your operating profit becomes small. So instead of paying, let's say, $1 million, they end up paying like $20,000. So this is happening for 5 years. So when they detected it, then the US government, I think it was under Bill Clinton or Bush, one of them. Then they set up what is called a post-error regulation. After they detected and all that. So do you know what happened? They withheld the license of Anderson. So till date, over 30 years now, the license of Anderson was revoked, the accounting side and audit. But they left the tax aspect. So if you go to, so they are still operating the US and other, but they are only doing tax. They don't audit anymore. You know, and that is why what brought about the post-error regulation. And one of the areas they detected during the investigation was corporate governance. Somebody and a brother, let's pay the auditor some. So they didn't have, I mean, it was a big energy firm, but governance was weak. So when they detected all those, so if you look at the professional papers like CFA, ACCA, CA Ghana, ethics is one of the key papers you need to pass. Ethics and governance. Yeah. So when that, and let me give you the Welcome. Welcome was a telecommunication company. The same scenario also happened. And I think it's the same at the Anderson. Because they were big. At Anderson was bigger than PwC then. They were big. Yeah. And since their license was revoked, the audit side, they lost their credibility. And today, nobody even knows them. So you can Google Welcome and Error. So when you go to US today, the post-error regulations are working. And since then, all the accounting firms became very strict. Yeah, so governance is very, very, very important. Yeah, very, very, very important. So sometimes we advise people, okay, you and your wife can, but let your wife step aside, hold on, distribute your shares, put up a good corporate governance, have a board to oversee. Because if you don't have a board chairman, the owner of the business, and in Ghana is so funny. Somebody is a shareholder and still a CEO. Being a shareholder doesn't mean you should be a CEO. You agree with me? Yeah. Pick people expertise to work and just sit back and attend board meetings. You know, so please, corporate governance, don't joke with it. Look at the board. Somebody coming to Ghana should have a very serious company. They should have a lawyer on the board. They should have an accountant on the board. If it is a manufacturing company, they should have an engineer, somebody that has on the board. So the founding team expertise and experience is very key. Because the decision of the board can make or make the company. You agree with me? Yeah. And there should be a succession plan. In the business plan, how, if the MD dies today, who is going to take over? So there should be a succession plan. So all the investors we have dealt with, I have dealt with over 150 investors globally. Yeah. The FMO, IFC, the World Bank, the Blue Orchid, the investors brought from Switzerland. I invested in the Vanguard, Blue Orchid. When Blue Orchid came, they have to change a lot of things at Vanguard. Yeah, the structure. You know, they have the Vanguard group, they want that post. Then they have, so the transaction, we need to structure it. They were very particular about governance. And they come to Ghana every quarter to check what is going on in their books. They send a report, but they come to check. You know, why people are different. Yeah. So the whole BBC says, in case the MD dies today, who will take over? In case the financial controller, so even the finance department, they will have to see, oh, okay, you have the director of finance, chief accountant. Is the chief accountant really on top of the web? If the director of finance is sick today, okay, can the person quickly step in So we have done a lot of jobs where investors have come in and they will tell, no, this CFO is not qualified. We push him, give him a lower rank, we are bringing a new CFO. So they go to the extent to bring their own CFO so they can see the numbers. Governors, they don't joke with it at all because they are not always here. So you have to put yourself in the shoe of the investor when you evaluate.